Hi, this is Marie Diamond. Welcome to this Global Conscious Women Circle. We are on the 7th of March, and tomorrow is actually the International Women's Day. So I thought that would be a really perfect time to connect with all of you. And I'm excited. Tomorrow, I'm actually speaking for the Princess Grace Foundation, where there's a gathering of women in Monaco. And so I'm going to speak to the women there. So I'm super excited for that. But today, I'm speaking with you about how as women we can really be empowered, and how can we really create this sisterhood, right? And I was thinking about that before, because I have to speak also tomorrow. And so when we look from the perspective of that we are a unity, that we are a oneness, that we are in the same quantum field, then we have to understand that whenever we have a thought, a judgment, an opinion about ourselves as a woman, that we actually at the same time have that about all the women out there. So if we stop judging ourselves, if we start having more positive opinions about ourselves, if we have more inspiring thoughts about ourselves, empower each ourselves, being nice and kind, some loving, tender care, and saying sweet words and sweet feelings towards ourselves, then we're actually having that at the same time to everyone, to every woman out there. So I want you to think about that. It's like, for thousands of years, we have lived in a quite what I would call a very male dominant um, world. And we are now in a new Aquarius time. And the new Aquarius time is a female Aquarius energy. So it really means that, the empowerment of women is so powerful right now. And I was just seeing recently an article of all the prime ministers, all the presidents, all the governmental leaders, vice presidents, leaders of government that are women right now in the world, and in countries that we are not even really seeing so much in the news, but there's so many more women in top leading positions, and they bring something different to the world, right? They bring some different values, different ways of treating each other, and it puts in balance the male energy that has been there for so long. And then I was thinking about, why do women always think of themselves less, right? Like we are like the second gender instead of the first gender, right? Or equal gender. We're like always the second gender, or the less important one. And I was like, wow, I was really contemplating about that this week. And I'm like, perhaps this is one of the, I would say, underground, unconscious messages that have been given to women. And for sure that women accept it, right? It's not only, I can give you a message, right? Any message that you want. But if you do not accept it, if you do not decide on accepting that message, then that message is nihil. That message doesn't exist, right? But it's a fact that you make the decision that, hey, yes, this message is for me. I'll take it on. So a message was created, but we as women for thousands of years took it on. Yeah. We said, yes, it must be true, right? And so if we know that, that we definitely need to look at ourselves in a different way. Yeah, we are, first of all, equal, right? I do believe we are, in certain areas we are better, and then a man in certain areas is better. I mean, we all have different ways and qualities, but we're definitely equal. And we see that in the Asian system, they have understood that they had the yin and the yang, and they were equal. And they actually showed that there was a yin in the yang energy, and there was a yin spot in the yin. So it is actually that they were equal. Now, I think it's very important for each one of us. I want to go back to that we have to stop judging ourselves as women, and that at the same time, we also have to really address, how we think about other women. Yeah. It's like, what is our opinion about women? Do we look at women and we feel like we are envying them, or we feel like we're judging them, or we feel something is off, or are we bitching them, or are we backstabbing them, or are we giving them compliments, right? Or do we say like, oh, amazing, I'm so proud of you. Like this week I was having a conversation with somebody, and she had really established something, and I said to her, I'm so proud of you. She's like, you don't even know me. I said, I don't have to know you to know I'm proud of you, that you have created such an amazing thing already in your life, right? And she's like, yeah, you're right. I said, are you proud yourself? And she said, I guess so. I said, no guessing here. You should be proud of yourself. I mean, this is amazing what you have done so far. Really, I'm impressed. And so it's like one of these things that we as women don't always give ourselves, right? Or give others, right? And it was quite interesting. I was just um, really thinking about that this whole week. And, I sometimes would say to people, oh, they're such a great manifestors. And then I was thinking, but am I a great manifester? And I'm like, of course I am. But I didn't even see myself as a great manifester. Yeah. um, it's like we always see ourselves less, yeah, than what we think we are, or we feel less than what we are, or we think less about ourselves than we are, and we should really change that. I really got even confronted with that this week. So I thought like, this is really, really interesting, right? Um, and this all kind of comes up with this International Women's Day. And I think it's really good that we have this Women's Day where women are supporting each other, but also that we, tomorrow on the March 8th, that at least you take time, and that's a little homework for you, or even anytime you never listen to this conversation, that you take time to reach out to the women that are important in your life. Yeah. If it's your mother, your sister, your daughter, your granddaughter, your best friend, women from your community, from your church, women that are your clients, whoever that is, reach out to them and tell them how amazing they are. Yeah. And just give them the high five they need, give them the little nod on their shoulder, saying like, I'm so proud of you. So reach out on International Women's Day, and but also reach out to yourself. So stand still with yourself and thinking, what do I need to have today to really, what can I do for myself today to go to my next level? Yeah. And so I was really like looking a little bit about some things that perhaps you could do. First of all, in the law of attraction, we are always setting goals, right? And in one of the things that when we set a goal, there's something really important happening. We're actually telling to our intellect, to our intelligence, we're actually saying, yes, I decide on this. I want to do this. So my question to you is, I want you to make a goal as, what is your impact? What is the reach of your impact you want as a woman? What do you want to make a lasting impact? And it can be what you pass on your children, grandchildren. That's a lasting impact, right? Can be what you put as an impact in your business, in your career. It can be what you do in your community service, in your generous giving. It can be in your country, in whatever it is. What is your lasting impact? And so write that down, because when you write it down, you actually accept that intellectually, that this is for you. And then you need to always put emotions involved in it. And if you want to manifest something, and not emotions that are negative, right? But emotions that are positive, emotions that are like gratitude, joy, right? So when you write something, right, it's a goal, then smile about it or say like, oh, I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful, I'm so happy that I'm manifesting this goal, that this is me. Yeah, I am that decision. Because it's one of the things that a lot of women have a hard time in really manifesting something, because they are having a goal and then they don't become that goal. Yeah, you have to really say, I'm that. I am that goal. I am that woman. I am that woman that inspires. I am that woman that impacts. I am that woman that makes a difference. I am that. Because if you're saying, well, I'm not so sure, then you're creating doubt, and doubt is an emotion. And when you add doubt to it, then that decision you have made is never manifesting. So you always have to add that a positive emotion to it. Say like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so enthusiastic. And it's like, even if you write a goal and you speak out that goal, then, because that's a really important thing. So you can write that goal, put it on a little, let's say, index card or something. And you're putting that in there and you're saying, I am that, and you smile about it and you read it, and don't read it like I am. So like very mental, I am, blah, blah, blah. Not like a news anchor. Okay. It must be like somebody who believes in that, it's like, and in the beginning, sometimes you need to fake it a little bit, that emotion, but after a while, we're like, yeah, this is so great. You have to add that emotion to it. And then, only then, right? There's an incubation that will happen into the physical form. And we don't know how long that incubation is. We don't know if it's tomorrow or next week or next month or in a year of now, but it doesn't really matter anymore, because the universe is already in manifesting it. So that's why when we make a decision of the woman you want to be, that you need to start acting like it already is. That is, you start acting like it already is happens right now. And I think that is one of the difficult things for women, especially. I feel like men are sometimes like easier in doing that, but women are like, well, it hasn't really happened yet. Yeah, but act as it's already happening. I remember many years ago, I really wanted to become an international best-selling author. And I was flying from Belgium to America. And I was in the airplane. And there was somebody sitting next to me. And this person said, well, who are you? I said, well, I'm an international best-selling author. Oh, wow. I said, yeah, I created this home study course for feng shui. And this person, oh, tell me about it. So I'm telling all that, yeah, it's with a very important publishing house. And so I'm telling all these things and I was describing it. So you have a decision, but then you need to have the imagination, right? The imagination, the fantasy, the visualization. So I was like talking for an hour all about this amazing thing. And I came in my home and I got that week an invite to go to this meeting in the private home of Jack Canfield. And so I always believe that it's because I had I made that decision. I had that imagination. I could feel it. And then once we have that, we have to allow this higher energy that we call God, the universe, or even that in ourself or intuition, to start working, right? And so I got this information, and I thought like, oh, would I go to that meeting? I felt quite small, quite not important at that time, but I was like, you know what? Somebody is okay with that. Like Jack Canfield invites me to his private home. I need to say yes to this. I mean, I cannot say no to that, even if I'm scared to death, right? I need to do this. So I said, okay, I'm going. And it's there. And I was sitting there for the first hour when Pete Bissonnette from Learning Strategies, one of the major home study course companies, the second in the world, was sitting next to me and asked me within the first half hour, do you have a curriculum? I said, yes, I have a curriculum for an online, a course, home study course because at that time there were no online courses yet, or home study courses on feng shui. And he was like, tell me about it. Hey, I just had told this other guy everything already, and I made notes of it. And he's like, wow, this is so interesting. I'm really interested to talk about that. So, that's the whole thing. Sometimes we do make decisions, we make goals, and then we're like almost afraid to have the imagination, right? To have that creative mind start thinking about like, oh, what if this is happening and how would it work out? And so this is one of the things I do all the time. I fantasize. Some of my high-end clients that I have attracted, sometimes I didn't even know their name, but I was like, what if I would meet Steven Spielberg? What if I meet Jerry Hall? I remember I had this whole conversation with Jerry Hall, the model, the top model that is now married with Rupert Murdoch, actually. But before was with Mick Jagger. I was having this conversation with her. What would I say when I met her? And literally 10 years later, it took 10 years to incubate, 10 years to make that happen because some things had to fall in place. I myself had to go into a new level of existence. I had to move first to America, then meet some people that ultimately, one day on a Sunday afternoon, I got this phone call from, hello, I'm Jerry Hall. I can't do her accent. But I was like, this is exactly how these things happen, right? And it's like you make a decision. And I remember it's a situation with my husband. He made this decision to meet his idol, right? And it's Neil Diamond, another Diamond, right? And so then he was fantasizing how it would be. And then several times it happened. He met, he spoke. And so this is one of the things that we need to allow this higher, Bob Proctor calls it the higher faculties of like God. Yeah, like the higher faculties in ourselves. That's our intuition. Yeah, then starts playing in and coming in. And so for you, to have more impact, you need to really start making a decision about the impact. You need to make a decision about what you want to be as a woman. And then you fantasize it. I mean, I have to be honest, when I was young, my parents didn't go anywhere. Yeah. So at all. My father believed that he would always say, we go to Niver, and Niver means nowhere. It's like French for nowhere. So where are you going on holiday? To Niver. So we didn't go anywhere. Yeah, we didn't have the money for it. Yeah, he didn't want to tell that to people, that we just didn't have the money to go somewhere. Right? We could only go, one-day trips, perhaps just going somewhere with a car and get a little sandwich and then come back. We just didn't have the money for anything of traveling, right? And but I was dreaming of it. I remember sitting on the porch in front of the home, and I would just dream of all these amazing places. I would get books on it. I would visualize living in the south of France, living in California, living in London. That was like my three major ones, right? I was always dreaming I would be there, and I would then listen to anything that had to do with London, California, and France. And I'm living in France. I have a house in London, and I go as much as I can to California, and I lived there for 10 years. I was just fantasizing, and because that fantasy is not a lost thing, yeah, it really is not. We have learned from school out that fantasizing is a wrong thing. This is the most amazing thing that we have. It's something that animals don't have. Yeah. It's something that trees don't have. They don't fantasize. They don't can use their imagination. We as human beings have that divine power. It is a divine power. Yeah, that humans have is your visualization power, your imagination power. And that is exactly what helps to manifest things. And so I know people think you're crazy. You're like, my kids always laugh. They're like, oh, she's talking to herself again. Right? But I'm like, talking, having conversations with these people. And I take time for that. And I really suggest you all take time for that. At least take time, once a day. If you cannot do it once a day, like this morning, I woke up, I'm sitting there, the dogs are sitting with me, and my husband is not up yet. I'm like, okay, and have like some ideas I want to do. And I'm like visualizing and imagining, and, am I daydreaming? Yes, it's daydreaming, but it's daydreaming with a purpose. It's not just like, daydreaming like nothing. It has a purpose. I know what I want. I know my goals, and I daydream and I imagine this this goals to manifest. Yeah, and so that is one of the things I would like to encourage you. Yeah, because it's one of the things that will happen is that you will start having like an intuition that will come to you, or you will start seeing things in a different way. But you also have to have the willpower, like, yeah, I want this, I will this. Not some people have a problem saying I want this, but say I will this into manifestation, right? I will this. So by willing it, you're actually opening yourself to that, the possibilities of manifestation. So I want you to really give that time tomorrow on International Women's Day and every day of your life. But also when other women come to you and they share with you, I have these goals, right? Sometimes I see women saying, well, this is just not possible. Stand with your feet on the ground. I remember when I was sharing with my first students and my first support circle as a spiritual teacher, when people were saying, I was saying, oh, this is what I'm going to do and have these dreams and that. And they're like, Marie, stand with your feet on the ground. This is all ridiculous, right? And this is what a lot of women say to each other. It's ridiculous. Right? Even my mother said it to me, right? It's like, come on, And I said, Mom, thank you. And then at that time, you just say to them, thank you for your comment, but I do not take it on. Yeah. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your perception, but I have a different view on life. Yeah. Just each time push it gently away and come back and even magnify, yeah, that idea that you have for yourself, right? When you do that, then things will start unfolding in such an amazing way. And so when women put you down, just have compassion for the sisters that are putting you down, and just say, look, thank you so much, right? But yeah, I have another idea of life. Yeah. And so because women have learned over the years to not support each other, they have learned not to encourage each other. This was like something that was not done amongst women because we were not not the strong ones, right? And so we already were put down by sometimes the male energy, and on top of it, you're put down by the women, right? So if there's a woman coming to you with like, hey, I have an amazing idea, then each time say, let me hear it. And give them a wow, give them a thumbs up, say, yes, this is gorgeous, this is amazing. I'm here to support you if you need something. Yeah, let me know. But already the feedback that you gave to that woman of like, wow, it's amazing you're going to write a book. Wow, that's amazing you're going to try this out. Wow, just give that wow thing to each other, right? I think that as a women, we have to stop putting ourselves down, but we have to stop putting other women down, gossip about them, backstabbing them, bitching them. I don't know what all is done sometimes between women. And it always surprised me I remember when I was younger, and I feel like, I'm now in a woman's body, but I have been probably more in a man's body than a woman's body in my previous reincarnations. And I always felt I was so strange. I couldn't understand it. I just could not understand how girlfriends or so-called girlfriends would like backstab me or hurt me or feeling like happy about that. And I was like, why would they do that? I would never do that. It's like that's a part of my male brain, probably. I'm like, or perhaps a more evolved mind already, or evolved soul. But I was always like, it's just, I can't stand it when women talk negative about other women. It's just not a thing to do. And so, if we want all of us to have more and powerful women out in the world, we need to really change that in ourselves, and we need to change that to the others. So, that being said, we need to really create a paradigm shift, yeah, amongst ourselves, amongst the women, because um, the paradigm that you're living in controls the way you behave in life. Yeah. So if we shift our paradigm as a woman and towards women and amongst women and between women, then we will have a different behavior that will be occurring. And our next generation of um, children and grandchildren will be blessed by this. And I was just really having this conversation yesterday with my daughter, and my daughter is 17. And I said to her, my God, what you already have done at 17, right? The way you are, the way confidence you have, I did not have that at all. She looked at me, really, Mom? You did not have it? Oh, not at all, right? I was so insecure, unconfident. I was like a big mess. I said, you kind of have figured out already your purpose and what you want to do in life. I had no clue whatsoever. And I said, the way you are, the smarts, the intelligence, the I don't know, the whole thing. I'm like, I had it when I was like probably 27 or something, right? 10 years. I took me 10 years longer to get where you are right now. And she's like, wow. She didn't get that because she sees me now differently, of course, with a lot of confidence and light and joy, but not at 17. Oh my God, not. And I'm sure some of you have same experiences with looking at your children and grandchildren. They have like already so much more knowledge and information. And it's really, really wonderful to see that. So let us be together for a moment and create a meditation so that we are really going to connect in with, I would say, the amazing female power that you have, and also bringing that and connecting with all the women of the world. So I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. So take a deep breath in and out, and visualize crystal white light, the universal life force filling your whole body from your head till your feet. And in your whole aura field. And all that is less than light, you breathe this out. Any judgments, any stress, any fear, any pain. Just tell your body, make the decision to your body that you let that go now. And then visualize around your tube of white light, royal blue energy all around you and under your feet. Accepting now that you are a powerful creator. Visualize then the rose light to be all around you. Accept now all the loving support there is for you in the universe. And then visualize violet light to come from under your feet, through your whole body and aura field till above your head. And the violet light is the forgiveness power. And forgive now all your subconscious limitations. Focus then on having this magical hat on. And the top of your magical hat is a bright white light. And from that point of light, it's like you're sending out a ray of light and you become part of this big circle of light. A circle of global conscious women. And just imagine we are in a beautiful arena of light and we welcome all the women of the world there. Your mother and your sisters and your friends, your clients and your daughters and granddaughters. Just imagine all the women of the world are together in this amazing circle of light. I know there are billions of women there. Some of the women have never been in such a space of light because life is difficult for them. And now we're bringing them into the light. And as we bring them into the light arena of consciousness, we're actually uplifting them. They will not know where it's coming from, but they will feel a little bit more hope, a little bit more light at the end of the tunnel. They feel like a sweetness, a loving care, a sweet embrace, less lonely. Because I do feel that when we all will embrace each other more, then that is when Mother Earth will be a place for all women to thrive. And that even Mother Earth will thrive more. Take a deep breath in and out and just feel that loving presence for yourself. And feel that loving presence for all the women in the world. The women that you know, the women you don't. The women from the north, the south, the east, and the west. The women that know the light, and the women that at this moment feel only the darkness in their lives. Tell them all how proud you are of them. I want you now to speak out loud and say to the women of the world any encouraging words you might have for them. And you can say, well, they don't hear you. Well, they do feel the energy. It's a vibration you're sending out. And it's through the vibration that you're sending out that the energy is shared. So speak out now and say to the women of the world, in your own language or in English, it doesn't matter. It's vibrations you're sending out into the world. Tell them you're amazing. I'm so proud of you. I know you can do it. Thank you for making such a difference. Whatever comes up in your heart, speak it out loud now into the universe. Beautiful. And then visualize that in this arena of light where all the women of the world are present, that you just go and embrace the women. That you come on your path in this arena. In the virtual energetic world, there is no social distance. We can embrace anyone we want. Just go and or greet them, or smile at them, or hug them, or give them hands. Just visualize now that you're going to at least 100 women in this light arena. And if you can do more women, look them in the eyes and say, you're just so special. Thank you for being here. Whatever comes up in you, speak it out loud. Because every woman you will speak to is a representation of a country, of a culture, of a religion, of a community, of a family. And smile. And feel how these women also give you something amazing. Receive the kind words of the women in this beautiful arena of light. Feel the love that is coming to you. The love of everyone that is present here in this circle. The love that I give you. I love you. I embrace you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for making such a difference. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being present. And come back to yourself. Take a deep breath in and out. Bring now all this positive energy into every cell of your body. Bring your hands together. Move your hands. Bring your warm hands in front of your eyes and gently open your eyes. Amazing. Whew. So I hope this was um, a positive moment for you, that you can share with the world. And I'm looking forward that you will, on International Women's Day or any day of the year, make it International Women's Day and share your love, share your greatness, and accept the greatness and love that others have for you. All my love to all of you.